from the Don and Lorena Meyer studio at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln College of Journalism and Mass Communications, this is Nebraska Nightly.
Good afternoon and welcome to Nebraska Nightly. I'm Andrew Swanson.
And I'm Emma Liberta. Departments and programs on the chopping block of the University of Nebraska-Lincoln's recent budget cuts proposal have started speaking out.
But first, the first charges against Tyler Robinson, the suspect in the Charlie Kirk murder case, were laid out this afternoon ahead of his first appearance in court. That's our top story. Almost 1 week after the death of Charlie Kirk, suspect Tyler Robinson appears in court for the first time since his arrest. Robinson is being charged with aggravated murder, felony discharge of a firearm causing serious bodily injury, and obstruction of justice. Utah County Attorney Jeff Gray says his office will be seeking the death penalty.
I do not take this decision lightly, and it is a decision I have made independently as county attorney, based solely on the available evidence and circumstances and nature of the.
Robinson is making a virtual court appearance starting at 4 p.m. Central Time. Utah County prosecutors also found text messages Robinson sent to his roommate the day of the shooting, saying that he planned the killing for a little over a week and accused Kirk of spreading hatred that couldn't be negotiated out. As campuses across the country hold vigils and move on into their semesters, Utah Valley University has been on pause since the shooting. Yesterday, staff returned to campus and student support services opened today. As students prepare to resume learning tomorrow, the heavy veil of last Wednesday's events is still hanging over their heads.
And I saw the memorials, smelt the flowers. It reminded me when my uncle passed away and we were going to the viewing. It gave me the same kind of jitters.
Alexander Wolchin tells me he thought classes resumed today, so he returned to campus early.
It's weird to be at a ground zero where something like this happened.
To a spot which is now steeped in sorrow.
I think it'll all be okay eventually, but it's just kind of sad.
Katie Hassara still feels the emotions acutely. Her husband works here, and her son Houston was at the event on Wednesday.
There's some anger and some disbelief. His first words were, "Nobody deserves to die like that."
As crews work to restore the space from crime scene back into courtyard. Governor Spencer Cox hopes this can be a fresh start for student bodies across the state.
Right now, it may feel like rage is the only language in our politics, but you have the power to choose differently.
That rage is something that has concerned Wolchin over the past few days, particularly as a political science major.
I've criticized Biden and Trump together. Now I took down all my Facebook posts. I feel like I need to be more quiet.
But the governor feels this needs to be a moment where tough conversations become encouraged.
Campuses like yours must be a place of the free exchange of ideas. It's critical to our American.
This is a developing story. We will continue to provide updates when we receive them.
The University of Nebraska-Lincoln campus is still reeling from the budget proposal announced on Friday. The specific reductions would meet a goal of $27.5 million in cuts. There are 6 programs scheduled for elimination. Dropping these 6 programs will mean a savings of $7.7 million. Earth and Atmospheric Sciences and Educational Administration are 2 of the programs on the list, and 4 academic departments will be merged into 2 schools. The College of Arts and Sciences and College of Engineering will lose state funding for graduate assistantships. The Earth and Atmospheric Sciences released a statement about the university's proposal to eliminate the department. For a state such as Nebraska, with an economy strongly tied to the land and the climate, and where natural disasters such as floods, tornadoes, and ice storms are frequent hazards, it should be inconceivable that these educational programs have been proposed for elimination, says Clint Rowe, department chair for EAS. Rowe says that eliminating the department would cause faculty and students majoring in meteorology to have to look outside of Nebraska, as EAS offers the only meteorology major in the state. The American Association of University Professors is opposing the proposed budget cuts as well. The UNL chapter of AAUP released a statement Friday saying the cuts undermine the university's mission. UNL AAUP President Sarah Zuckerman says these cuts are extremely short-sighted. They don't take into account the long-term consequences of closing programs and letting faculty go who are uniquely valuable to the state of Nebraska. AAUP says it urges the Board of Regents to oppose the planned budget cuts.
Following an extremely warm weekend, it appears fall will try to make its return as this week marches on.
Nebraska Nightly forecaster Mitchell Brandt joins us now to preview the rest of your work week. Mitchell?
You see that this is indeed one of our last nice warm summer days, per se, that you could say. We are getting right in that situation of about to make that turn towards fall weather. Tonight we're looking at currently about 94 degrees currently as our current conditions. And that will stay for about another couple hours. We about 11 o'clock tonight are looking about some storms tonight. Currently, like it says, 92 degrees outside with 37% humidity with a south wind of 11 miles an hour. Feels like that 94 degrees, so it's still quite warm outside. We are looking towards, if we go towards our tonight conditions, we are looking at some possible storms tonight. Storms starting at about 11 p.m. Your wind should stay pretty nice. Only about a southeast wind of about 10 miles an hour, dropping down to 65 degrees. It is going to have a pretty significant drop tonight. So if you are walking about that 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock is where we'll start to see that drop. That is about that situation. As we look towards tomorrow, you will see that again, storms will continue at 6 a.m. and with a south wind, again, that pretty calm 11 miles an hour, nothing too crazy. Sun starting to come up about 7 or 9 a.m. But again, 78 is our high tomorrow with 62 degrees as our low. Storms should be in around all throughout the entire day, but nothing too crazy. As we now look towards our 7-day forecast, you'll see that that is the theme for the next couple days. We've got storms tomorrow. Thursday, we get a little bit of a relaxation. Storms back in on Friday. Saturday should be normal. And then Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, all much of the same. 83 degrees, 84 degrees, 83 degrees. Much calmer, everything much nicer towards the end of the week. It's starting to feel a lot like fall. Guys?
Thank you, Mitchell. The southwest Nebraska town of McCook is still wondering what is happening with their jail. The federal government is working with state and local officials to use the prison as a holding tank for ICE. The decision caught most of the community off guard.
In McCook, I think generally people initially were opposed. It seemed like everyone there was mad because they didn't have a say in the matter. Left or right wing people were pretty mad because
Harrington says a cross section of the community came out to learn about what is going with the situation. More than 100 on both sides of the issues came out when Governor Jim Pillen visited McCook recently. The local sheriff's office met with a group of residents last week to discuss what is planned, but no specific news on dates.
Turning to sports, Nebraska women's hockey starts their season next Friday, and Nebraska Nightly sports director Trey Marler stopped by practice ahead of the home opener next week.
Meredith Fontana is entering her 3rd season with the Husker women's hockey team.
It's meant everything to me. These are my best friends that are now my teammates, whether I have classes with them, whether I don't have classes with them. They're just my absolute best friends. I look forward to coming to practice every single day.
The junior from Villa Park, Illinois, has spent the past 2 seasons as the team captain, a position that she does not take lightly.
To me, it's not just a letter on the jersey. It actually does mean something, and it means that you're a positive reinforcement both on and off the ice, whether it's talking after practice or after a game or picking up your teammate when they've had a hard game or they made a bad play in their mind, just picking them up when they feel like they're down, and that to me is just an outstanding experience.
3 years ago, Nebraska was barely able to field a team and had to forfeit a handful of games due to lack of skaters. Now fast forward to this season, and the team is now thriving at one of the game's highest levels.
Today, we're pulling people from all over, and it's really fun to see them actually know the program coming in, and they're getting tours. They're all really excited to be here.
We weren't really that competitive my freshman year. I think we only played either 10 or 12 games, not that many throughout the season. Last year when I was making the schedule, I hit 22 games. This season we're playing 20 games, which is almost a 200% increase as you saw my freshman year.
A large part of that success has been thanks to head coach Nate Henke, a Maple Grove, Minnesota native who grew up on the importance of good hockey.
The culture and the environment, and I think that's one of the things that we've tried to bring to the team is a sense of community and a sense of kind of belonging, and it's greater than just the game, really.
He also understands his role of bringing the fundamentals of hockey into a community that doesn't have a rich history with it.
I think it's a growing sport, not only in Nebraska, but just nationwide, especially women's hockey. I mean, we've seen the PWHL take off here in the last couple of years. So I think it's really important to grow the game in non-traditional hockey communities.
The 2025-2026 season marks the 8th time Nebraska women's hockey will take the ice, and the Huskers are eager for the opportunity to get back on it.
I think the thing that will stick out the most is just the growth that this team has had. We've put so much effort into it. It has really transformed since I've been here, and I'm really proud to see it continue to grow.
Nebraska drops the puck for the first time on September 26th against Arkansas at 9 o'clock inside the John Breslow Ice Hockey Center.
It's the greatest game on earth. So.
Reporting in Lincoln, Trey Marler, Nebraska Nightly Sports.
After a warm morning at Memorial Stadium, the Huskers are preparing to host the Michigan Wolverines.
Nebraska Nightly forecaster Mitchell Brandt returns to tell us what to expect this coming Saturday. Mitchell?
That's right. We are looking at a beautiful night of fall football. Like we said, we've officially been in fall for a couple days, but 81 around kickoff, just perfect. A 5 to 10 mile an hour wind. It'll be a little humid, but again, such a beautiful day for football. Doesn't get much better than that. We won't be able to see any night portions creep in. Sunset's supposed to be on 7:26 p.m. Until then, just enjoy everything we have. These October games are looking beautiful.
I love the hot weather, but I'm really excited for it to cool down and start to get to more fall weather.
Yes, it's, like I said, 80, start a little warm for fall football, but we're getting real close to prime football weather.
And it's definitely a good thing for that, especially with such a sought-after game. This is definitely going to be an interesting game given how the season's been going so far. How do you think they'll do with that? I
think everybody will be enjoying a much cooler temp compared to the 90s, almost 100 that we saw last week. Should see fans, players, all the like should be feeling a lot better for this game.
Absolutely. Thank you for tuning in to Nebraska Nightly. Join us on Friday at 4:30 p.m. for our first live show of the semester.
Also, be sure to follow our social media at Nebraska Nightly on Instagram and X.
Have a great night.